Yemeni government troops and the Saudi-led coalition are advancing on the city of Hodeidah. It's the second largest port of Yemen under the control of Houthi rebels and home to more than 600,000. As the battle intensifies, they fear that the offensive will last longer than expected. Our West Asia Bureau Chief Daniele Pagani sends us this report.
As the offensive to reconquer the Red Sea port of Hodeidah from Houthi hands continues, Yemenis in the rebel-held capital city of Sana'a fear for their own future.
The battle in Hodeidah will result in a humanitarian disaster in terms of food supplies. Generally speaking, it will be a huge disaster because it's considered the main outlet for Yemen during this period, for the residents of Sana'a and residents of other Houthi-controlled provinces.
Hodeidah is roughly 150 kilometers from the capital Sana'a. It is the main port of access for food and aid into the poorest of the Arab countries. Every day, Hodeidah feeds 2/3 of Yemen. If the port stops functioning, even for a few days, residents of Sana'a too will feel the impact.
Taking over Hodeidah could be called an act of madness in every meaning of the word, because Hodeidah is a city full of civilians, and it holds the main artery for all Yemenis, in the north and in the south. 70% of all humanitarian assistance comes through Hodeidah port, and therefore this aid will stop.
Yemeni government troops loyal to the exiled president Abd Rabbu Mansour Hadi, supported by Saudi and Emirati forces, are advancing from all fronts to isolate Yemen's second largest port. It is the largest offensive since the beginning of Yemen's civil war in 2015. Coalition jet fighters have struck the main road to Sana'a to prevent the Houthis to send any reinforcements. They took control of the southern city of Nakhile and are advancing towards Hodeidah's international airport. Operation Golden Victory kicked off amid massive bombings. Sources on the ground reported as many as 30 airstrikes in 30 minutes. UAE warships shelled Houthi positions from the coast, and 2,000 Emirati ground troops are ready to move in from a military base in nearby Eritrea. 4 coalition soldiers and dozens of Houthis died in combat on day one. Houthi rebels claim to have hit a UAE vessel with 2 missiles, but the coalition is yet to confirm the news. While Saudi Arabia announced that it plans to keep distributing humanitarian aid despite the offensive, the Red Cross has called for Sana'a's airport to open for humanitarian purposes.
What we need to do today is to open the Sana'a airport, at least for the humanitarian reasons, for the people who need to evacuate, who are sick, who are wounded, to be able to leave. We can no longer afford to close this country so much for the Yemenis. We cannot keep the Yemenis hostage of this war.
International humanitarian agencies fear the offensive could lead to a massive exodus of more than 600,000 civilians in Hodeidah. Yemen, strained and on the brink of a famine, does not have the tools to respond.
Major offensives like the one taking place against the second largest port of Yemen, Hodeidah, are very unpredictable. We're talking about a very large urban center where 600,000 civilians are living. The Houthi rebels control the northern border and also all the towns towards the east and the west of the city. Emirati warships are shelling from the sea, jet fighters from the coalition are shelling from the air, and troops are slowly advancing towards the south. But once they will reach the city, they could be entrenched in an urban battle which could last months, and an enormous exodus which could take place would take a very heavy toll on Yemen, a country which is running out of resources, food, medical aid. Daniele Pagani from Amman, Jordan, for WION.